episode 13. Lucky number 13.
Lucky.
Lucky number 13. So, Tim, what's going on?
Nothing. Just, moving through the quarantine still.
Yeah.
I actually thought it would be over by now. I think when we first started it.
I mean, isn't the quarantine over though?
Sorry. I thought the pandemic would be over.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. And now there's a lot of places that are threatening to go back to the quarantine, so.
Because a lot of places open prematurely.
Yep.
Like Georgia, for example. I don't know what safety protocols that these places are. Well, I would think that everyone is having the same amount of or not the same, not an amount, but like the same type of protocols in place, but numbers are still rising.
Yeah, I just can't believe bars are open.
Yeah.
We're just not ready to open up. Period.
I mean, it's really just a money grab.
And they're kind of worried, because that money supports a lot of people.
Money supports a lot of people, and then plus the government wants its hand in the pot too.
How so?
Like the taxes that business is gonna pay.
There you go.
Based on the money that they generate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's like so many different layers and angles. Like we could talk about this.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say how Trump was trying to start a business with selling kits or selling testing kits, like him and his son-in-law. It was like the delay with kits had to do with them kind of like getting that together.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's like one of those mini stories that's kind of.
I didn't hear about that. Yeah, this whole thing is just. I mean, it's like there's a lot of. I don't know what I want to say. I'm tired of the quarantine, whatever. But or the quarantine of the pandemic. But I understand that we still have to, I guess, kind of be quarantined a little bit though.
Right.
But.
You understand you still have to be safe.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, at first, I was against wearing a mask at first, whatever.
Were you?
I just didn't understand it. I literally got pissed off at this lady at the gas station because she told me I couldn't be in there because I didn't have a mask on. I was like, "What are you talking about?" But this is before I heard that it was law that we had to have a mask on.
Right.
So she kicked me out. She literally kicked me out of the gas station.
Wow.
So I couldn't even get gas, really.
Wow, there wasn't a sign on the door?
No, there wasn't no sign on it. So it's like, but this time's like I still don't watch the news like that just because I don't want to feed my brain with negative shit all day.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't really watch the news.
Yeah.
So this is before I even heard about the governor of Maryland made it mandatory that you had to wear a mask in the business or whatever. But I mean, just I don't know, it doesn't make it didn't make sense at first.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Remember they were saying masks didn't do anything?
Huh?
Did you remember when they were saying masks don't do anything?
Yeah, but
way in the beginning.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like masks. They're still not 100% though.
Exactly. But we have to wear them because it's the closest thing we have to.
And then I would get in this debate with my friend. And I was so we have to wear the mask, but you can still get it with the mask on. I mean,
it just lowers your chances.
And my friend, he is very germophobic. So he doesn't like germs or whatever. And then I'm talking about you right now, AZ. But he's probably not gonna watch it anyways. But so he claims that he's OCD. Then I asked him, I was like, "Have you ever been diagnosed with OCD though?"
Yeah.
He says no. I was like, "Well, how can you diagnose yourself with OCD?"
Probably just an asshole.
Yeah. But aside from that, my week was pretty good. I didn't really do anything exciting. My 4th of July was very boring.
I'm sure it should have been, because you should have been celebrating Juneteenth instead of 4th of July. Remember?
I mean,
What do you mean?
No, I mean, I didn't really celebrate Juneteenth either, though.
But it's time to start.
I mean, you're right. Like, I agree a lot. Like, yeah, Juneteenth over 4th of July. But I'm saying that while everyone was out at like a cookout or whatever they were at, I wasn't doing a damn thing. And I was,
people that were at cookouts on July 4th?
Yeah, my roommate
that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, at the same time, it's his house, whatever. So what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
So I just went to my room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this. I don't know. Like, and there's no telling when this is gonna be over. And like the thing that is frustrating is like they're saying all the stuff that they want us to do, but there's no timeline as to when they're gonna come up with a vaccine or when we're gonna be out of said situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm feeling the wine a little bit.
You feeling what?
I'm feeling the wine.
Oh, yeah. That's what's going on.
Yeah, that's what's going on. But this wine is pretty good, by the way, though.
I'm feeling nothing.
I probably also drank more than you.
I think my tolerance has just built up since the quarantine.
You think so?
I've been drinking a little bit more.
Really?
Yeah.
Cause I don't drink a lot.
Doing.
I don't drink a lot, so I'm a lightweight.
So what do you want to talk about this week, Roger?
We will talk about Will Smith and Jada in the next segment, because I know you wanted to talk about that. I'm sure, and then I'll let you, because I didn't watch the whole video, but I'll let you lead in with what you saw in the video, whatever. You can explain it to me, and then I can. One thing I don't understand though, right, is because why is entertainment news so popular?
Good point.
Like, because I make it a point to I stay out of people's business. Like if stuff doesn't directly affect me, like if you were telling me about some guy you were dating, whatever, right? Or you were saying, the guy did this or the guy did that, or whatever. Then if you asked me my opinion, I would tell you. But I just don't know why. But at the end of the day, you're gonna do whatever you want to do anyways, regardless of anyone else's opinion.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess my point is I don't. All these people have all these opinions that. Well, my original point was,
celebrities.
Yeah, celebrities, entertainment news, whatever. It's like at the end of the day, I don't care what they're doing, but I don't know why so many people care about what Will Smith and Jada are doing in their personal lives.
I think we just have a lot of time on our hands right now. But I've heard from other podcasts I listen to that the gap between people's sense of reality and what's on television is getting narrower. Like people go up to actors and they're like, I don't like you because I don't like that character you play. I knew I wouldn't like her because I don't like the character she plays. She's just like that character. I think there's that. But then they just represent so many aspects of who we could be. We idealize them. We've been following them for so long. Celebrities are really fascinating people. I think a lot of it is BS.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's something alluring about who they are as a person that causes them to become stars. There's something there.
Just for example, it's just because of this Will and Jada incident, right? I don't think of them any less of a person.
But there's people out there.
But I feel there's people that's I can't believe.
And I'm oh, that brings us to our list of people Harriet Tubman would have shot.
That'll be later on though. But
those are people Harriet Tubman would have shot because they're not moving with the time.
Yeah.
It's they have a very outdated, probably sexist, chauvinistic outlook on what a relationship should be like. And I see a lot of people bashing Jada And I don't think they would have done that for Will. And it's pretty much, at this point, we pretty much accepted the fact that he's cheated substantially in a relationship, so.
Will has?
Yeah. Like, even in the video, he was like, now I gotta get you back. But he was just joking around with her. And she was like, I think you've already done that, sir. Like, it was pretty much suggested, I feel like she was suggesting, like, duh, you've been getting me back since the beginning.
Alright, well, so we're gonna go more in depth with Will and Jada next. And this is the Dry Cereal Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe. Alright, so we're gonna talk about, at least go more in depth with this Will and Jada situation. And I want to first start by asking you, Jaten, is have you ever been involved in any entanglements?
Entanglements?
Yes.
I just want to hear your definition of an entanglement.
An entanglement is a relationship that you get tangled up in.
So it's a relationship?
Yes.
Is it a monogamous relationship?
Well, that's all relative.
There you go, yeah. It's a relative term. Like, it's very open-ended interpretation of it. That's why I like it. But my interpretation of it is, it's like a situationship. I usually call it situationships.
Yeah, I've heard that term before.
Yeah. And I have a feeling it doesn't usually always end well, but it can be like a meaningful experience. But I don't think it's like the healthiest thing because the boundaries aren't very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I would
now,
say most of my relationships have been entanglements.
Entanglements?
Yeah.
So they've been like situations.
Yeah.
Not like a real relationship,
right.
But it's been like situations.
Absolutely.
Did you guys ever establish the title of?
No, that's what makes it an
boyfriend,
entanglement.
girlfriend? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's almost like an entanglement to me is like, if you're, because I've been in situations where I've been out with a girl or a woman or whatever, right? And it's like, I think I'm on a date, but then later on or whatever, she's like, oh, it's not a date. But I mean, she doesn't say it in those words, but you can kind of tell that she doesn't think about it the same way that you're thinking about it.
Sounds like an unentanglement to me,
Right.
Roger.
But like, I don't know. So it seems like entanglement just seems like one person thinks about it one way, the other person thinks about it another way, which is what it seems like for August and Jada.
Yeah, that could be one way to.
So August, to me, just from what I just heard like a little clip of the video, but it just seemed like he was more invested than she was in the situation.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't gonna leave her husband.
Oh, I mean, I knew that, but
I think she didn't have feelings for him.
Yeah. But what I don't understand is like why they tried to deny it first, and then come back on the Red Table Talk and say, okay, yeah, well,
because he did an interview where he admitted it.
No, I'm saying Will and Jada denied it at first though.
Did they?
Yeah.
Before he got on the show with Angela Lee.
I don't know about that, but I heard the way I heard it, I heard August talking about it first, and then Will and Jada's representative said no, that's not true.
Oh, okay.
And then they had the Red Table Talk with Will and Jada on it.
Oh, you're right.
Saying that, well, yeah, like it did happen.
You're right. Yeah.
But why would they? Not saying that they're lying, but why wouldn't they say that happened first?
Well, probably because it's their business and it's their lives, and just because they're celebrities doesn't mean you have to know everything about them. Yeah. And I think the only reason they came out on the red table is because people were being very emotional about it, like on social media.
And it was getting a lot of press.
Yeah, but the thing that shocked me was just how emotional people were about it.
Yeah.
Like angry.
Like it was them.
Like it was them. But I think it brings out a lot of interesting things that say a lot about who we are as people who are observing this. I think it's interesting that so many people are talking about the power dynamics between August and Jada.
Yeah.
So I think our culture just caught on to the fact that a man in a position of power and a woman in a lesser position of power, that's an unbalanced power dynamic. And if they get involved, that's like a different situation than just cheating or creeping or like having an affair.
So
it's like there's an element of abuse to it.
So people were saying that Jada was more powerful than August.
Yeah, they said she took advantage of him. And I'm usually the person.
How did she take advantage of him?
Because she's older and he was in a really sensitive place, like struggling with a lot of different things, health-wise, mental health-wise. He had a strained relationship with his mom, so Jada was kind of like a mother figure to him. Like
a mother figure, but they were also like doing it too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an imbalance of power. She's got more money, resources, and fame than him. Now, I think it took people a long time to accept that a young woman in a situation like that would be taken advantage of. So that's why I'm so surprised to see so many people speaking up for August and saying that Jada is abusive and she needs to kind of open up to it. She needs to open up to the idea that she may have been inappropriate.
Now, I wonder why she chose to use the word entanglement.
Because she didn't want to admit what it was to the world.
Yeah, but I mean,
what relationship?
But why not though? It's almost like she chose that word so she wasn't held. So she's not held accountable for.
I hear a lot of people jumping on that too.
For being in that situation.
Whatever. I mean, first of all, I don't think they owe us anything. They don't owe us an explanation.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't owe us an explanation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So if she wants to use the word entanglement, we'll correct her. She could have used the word entanglement. We can read between the lines and know what it was and what happened. But I see a lot of people jumping down her back, kind of like, oh, she's a hoe, I couldn't do it, couldn't be me. But I don't think we would have responded that way to a man coming out and admitting he had an affair.
No, like I think men will get treated worse for real. Cause it's almost like
it's like played out.
Yeah, no, but like not played out. Like I feel like women, and I don't want to like create like a gender battle or whatever. But I feel like if women are doing, like for Jada for example, if they're stepping out or whatever, whatever they're doing, it's always like because I was hurt and I was trying to I was trying to find myself, or I was trying to find happiness, or whatever the reason is. But like if a man steps out, it was like 9 times out of 10 women don't give a fuck about what the reason is.
Well, a lot of times men aren't in touch with themselves enough to say that. I think a lot of men do cheat because they want to feel important, they want to feel good, but they're not emotionally aware enough to even realize it, let alone admit it to people. And so I think she's really, really brave, and I appreciate her transparency, and her willingness to be open and do things differently and hold herself accountable. Right. But I think the next step for her is realizing that she was wrong in that situation.
But I just think if the shoe was on the other foot, if Will came out and said I had an entanglement with somebody else, then what's for dinner, guys? I think everyone will be I just think we need to cancel Will. I think that's what the argument would be. People, we need to cancel Will, whatever. I hate Will Smith. I can't believe that he would do this to Jada. She's a good woman.
I don't know. I think we're so used. I think people have just assumed Will's been cheating this whole time. I think people.
Has he ever had any scandals though?
Not that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of.
But yeah, they're pretty clean cut. They do a good job of keeping their things together. But how about the fact that her son introduced him to her?
Who, Trey? Or which one? Or Jaden?
Jaden.
Okay.
I think that's the one. I wonder if they're the same age. At least they're around the same age. That's a lot. Those things happen.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an older cougar, Roger?
I have not. Like it. Yeah,
Yes, you have.
Yeah, no, everyone's been younger than me. Actually. Everyone that I've had relations has been, in most cases, have been younger than me. Like I haven't had anyone older that I can think of. Yeah. What about you?
We can talk about that off camera.
Off camera, okay. No, I'm an open book. But okay, we can talk about that off camera though. So
Not me.
so the whole YouTube universe can't hear.
I am looking forward to being a cougar though.
Are you?
I feel like I'm already there. I actually, when I'm on Bumble, I get more attention from much younger guys, I think, than guys my age. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do they want?
Like,
21-year-old.
Would you date younger?
If the vibe was there, but I just don't see myself being attracted to someone that young. They like don't have enough life experience for me to kind of get.
So like the mental.
Yeah. And then sometimes they just look like babies. They just look young and undeveloped.
Well, you look young too, though.
How young?
I'll say you probably you're in your 20s, like mid-20s a lot.
Not lately.
Cause I know when I get ID, people tell me, "Oh yeah, you look 10 years younger than you are."
Oh.
When I get IDs all the time.
Yeah.
They,
no kids.
They can't see my grades though in my hair. But they're like, "Oh, really?"
Even people in their 20s have braids sometimes.
Yeah. But
what other lessons could we learn from that situation? Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's about Will and Jada. I think it makes me feel shallow.
Yeah, like I just think
it's frivolous.
I just think
it's just about celebrity drama. I think it speaks to something bigger.
Yeah, it's like in any relationship that you're in or whatever. I just think you need to be very intentional, and you can't let people believe that it's something that it's not. Like people just like people need to tell the truth. That's what people need to do. Tell the truth. I don't know. Like I feel like people telling the truth, they undervalue telling the truth to whoever they're in a relationship with. That's what I think it all comes down to. Tell them the truth and communication.
So you think Jada was being dishonest with all this?
Like I'm not saying that she was being dishonest. I'm saying that August thought it was something that it wasn't according to what we heard. He said that he gave his heart to her or whatever, and that he could have died knowing that he gave his all to somebody. Now, if that was bullshit for radio, I don't know. But like there was a disconnect somewhere. Like she led him to believe something, or he led her to believe something. I mean, I don't know. But it's all about communication and everyone being intentional.
Or what if they just got caught up in their emotions and it probably wasn't even discussed? I'm sure he wasn't like, break up with Will and marry me. Like I don't think.
I don't think he did. I don't think he said that either. Like and then, but at the same time, like I don't think that she said that what was the word I'm looking for? I don't think that she I just don't think she was 100% upfront with him either, though.
In terms of what?
Like
her saying, I'm never gonna leave my husband.
Yeah, I don't think she said that.
That's a good point.
I don't think that like I just think she led him to believe something else, something whatever. Whether she said it or not, she might not have said anything about leaving will, whatever. Like, and you're right, it's probably just a situationship. But I think he caught feelings harder than she did. That's what I think. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think that. Like, I don't think that she probably didn't want the world to know that they had anything, anyways. Two, she didn't do a good job of saying, hey, this is what, like, we're just having sex or whatever it was, whatever they were doing, and then he caught feelings, and then she ended it, whatever. Then he ended up on the radio.
I suspect they both have feelings for each other.
You think so?
Jada's not like a shallow person. I don't think she was just using him.
I think he felt harder though.
Yeah, probably because he's younger.
Yeah, I think he felt harder or whatever, and got mixed up in his feelings and didn't know what was real and what was not.
Anything else we can learn from this?
I mean,
what about marriage and monogamy?
What?
Is it really sustainable to expect to be monogamous?
Yeah, well,
throughout a whole marriage?
Well, I'm going to use my parents as an example. Right, because like my parents in August, they will be married for 38 years.
Damn.
So like I've had a really great example of marriage and like a relationship. Whatever, it's like my dad hasn't stepped, like it's been my mom like for 38 years. Hasn't stepped out at all. Whatever, so like I've had a great example. So I still believe in monogamy, and then I tell my friends all the time, it's like I just need to find one. And that's it.
That's
like
nice.
I don't need to date 2 and 3 or 4 girls. I just want one that likes me for me and like doesn't care.
Can you do this for me? I don't know. Not everybody has a relationship with their fathers where they can just talk about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But can you talk to your dad about like, I guess the difficult parts of staying married that long, or like what about the pressures of just being there for that person for so long through difficult times? Like that, I think those are the things that damage relationships or cause relationships to look different from what we expect. Is just like life.
Yeah.
When life hits the relationship, how do you respond? Because it's easy to love somebody when everything's going okay.
Yeah, like I know, like my dad would say, just like communication, like is the main thing. And then I know that, like, from the last time I talked to him, I mean, I don't know if this still upholds whatever, but like I remember like when you know how like they say like when women get mad or whatever, they'll make a guy sleep on the couch or whatever. It's like my dad, last time I talked to my dad about, I was like, hey, has mom ever made you sleep on the couch? He said, yeah, like in the time that we've been married, which was a long time at this point, he said, yeah, I slept on the couch one time.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was. So I know. And then speaking to him, probably like, I don't know if this was a year ago or a few months ago, but he said I was complaining about like I don't understand women or whatever. I was like Dad, like I don't know what this means. Like this is what happened. This is the situation, whatever. He's like, well, I can tell you from experience that I've been married to your mother for, I think it was probably like 30. It was over 30 years at this point. Whatever. He's like, I've been married to your mother for 30 years, and I still don't understand some things that she does. Whatever. So it's like you have to
kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, just like go with the flow. Whatever. It's like at the end of the day, you're never gonna understand like women at all. Whatever. So you just have to pick your arguments, basically.
Fight your battle.
Yeah, but yeah, pick your battle. Pick your battle, and that's it. Whatever. But at the end of the day, whatever, you're never gonna understand.
I feel like I'm just getting to the point where I'm understanding men.
But like but me and my brother, we've had like, I mean, we've seen that for 30 or for over 30 years, both of us. So it's kind of like so in my mind or whatever, like that's what the example is. It's like all these people that have 2, 3, or 4 women was like I
But you don't
I don't
know,
get
you
that.
don't know what your parents deal with.
Yeah, I don't, but they at the same time they also do a good job of hiding that from us too though, because they want us to see the good example.
Did they ever talk to you about why they got together, like how they met?
Like I know they met in so this is the story of how they met. It's like they met in middle school actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they met in middle school. When they were like they went to different high schools, and so they're from Richmond, just to give a place where they're from. So they're from Richmond.
Lakeisha's from Richmond, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, they're from Richmond. My mom went to George Wythe High School. My dad went to Maggie Walker High School. So they didn't. So they lived on different sides of Richmond or whatever, but it was still the south side of Richmond. But they didn't live like next to each other or whatever. But they went to the same middle school though, right? Went to different high schools. So my dad went to University of Virginia, and my mom went to Hampton University, right? And I think at this point it had been years since they had seen each other too, whatever, right? So after my dad graduated from University of Virginia, he moved to Michigan to work for Dow Chemical, right? So on Christmas break, whatever. So like in December, he flew back to Richmond, or I don't know if he flew or drove, but he went back to Richmond to visit, and he was at the mall probably buying a gift or something. Then he saw my mom at the mall. This had been the first time they had seen each other in a long time.
Since middle school?
I mean, they might have seen each other in passing, or whatever, but really seeing each other. But so they exchanged numbers when they were at the mall. And then then my dad after the break, whatever. I mean, I think they might have had a date during the break, whatever. I don't really remember. But so my dad went back to Michigan, but they spoke on the phone like every day since like when my dad flew back to Michigan. And then like 8 months later, my dad came back to Richmond and proposed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
And they've been together 38 years. Oh, I love stories like that.
Yeah, like
that goes to show, like when it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter how much time.
And it's like when you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't waste any time, whatever. So he came back 8 months later with the ring, and in 38 years, like 37 years going on 38.
What did he like about her?
I've never gotten in that type of discussion with him about like what attracted you to mom, whatever. But I just know that that's my mom.
I ask questions.
Yeah. So like I we didn't get in that deep of a discussion about.
Man, ask them. Ask them.
I should ask. I think I'm gonna ask him that next time.
What appealed to you about mom? Like just ask.
But
be surprised.
But we've seen that for like 30 years, and I remember like I was like a little kid. I was probably in middle school maybe, or elementary or middle school, when my parents were arguing with each other, and I happened to be like, they were arguing in the kitchen, and I happened to be in the kitchen or whatever, right? So then like I went like this. I covered my ears because I didn't want to hear them argue, whatever. And then so when I did that, they stopped arguing.
Yeah.
They stopped arguing, whatever, and then were explaining to me about sometimes we get in disagreements or whatever, but you have nothing to worry about and whatever. So I was like okay, but I didn't want to hear my parents argue or whatever. So
interesting. All right.
But yeah, I just don't So me, I get people to wanting to have multiple women because I guess it makes them feel cool. But me, that's never been me.
Cool.
Yeah, that's never been me though.
So you could eat the same cereal every morning for the rest of your life?
Yes, I could. I could literally eat Raisin Bran every single day for the rest of my life.
That just goes to show there's different types of people.
Yeah,
because 90% of the guys that I meet out here are like, no,
Yeah,
no. None of them want to
I
eat
literally
cereal every
eat
day.
I eat Chick-fil-A a lot. Like I could eat Chick-fil-A every day. Now I do get tired of it sometimes, whatever. But I eat Chick-fil-A a lot. You can ask my friends. Like I'm always at Chick-fil-A. Every time they call me, I'm getting something from Chick-fil-A. So, but yeah, like I could eat the same. But to answer your question, I could eat the same cereal every day for the rest of my life. But I do like a lot of cereal though. I could eat Raisin Bran every day. I could eat Frosted Flakes every day. I could eat Corn Pops every day.
So that's 3 different wives, Roger.
But like I would eat one every day though.
I feel like there was a time in my life where I knew for sure that I could do that. I could be with the same person day in, day out. Same cereal every day from morning for the rest of my life.
What about now?
I don't know. Because I worry sometimes that dynamics and relationships change. So the same thing that caused you to be drawn to me in the beginning, that might go away. Excuse me. Then what? Then we become like we're butting heads all the time because you don't see me as being the same person anymore.
But at the same time, like you can't let that. What's what I'm trying to say? But you don't know that that's gonna happen though.
You don't know that's gonna happen?
Yeah, you don't know that that's gonna happen.
You don't think you're gonna change at all?
No, you're gonna change. But I'm saying it's like you don't know if your partner's gonna be like, oh, I don't like this that you're doing now. You don't know, so.
But think about this. And this is where I think 2 types of people comes in. I think there's people, well, first of all, did you know that even in hospitals, it's so customary for men to leave their wives when their wives get sick, that even doctors are prepared for it? Like, it's like a pattern. Like, men have a tendency, and I think men and women both. Because honestly, I always begin this story by talking about men, but in my family, it actually happened where my mom left my dad when he was sick. So...
Like they got divorced when he was sick?
Yeah. People do that. Think about it though. It can be very overwhelming to be with somebody that has like a cancer, something really traumatic. Like you take that on.
Like I get it, but then at the same time, like why even get married then? If you
people don't know what they're getting into.
If you're looking for the coward's way out, that's
so
all.
People don't know what they're getting into. They don't think it's going to be that hard. Just like everything else, you have a perception of what it's going to be like. You think you know everything about what it's going to be like. Then you get in it and you're like, holy shit, get me out. I think that's what happens around here.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I don't know. It's like if why even get married if you're sick or whatever, so I can't deal with it, I'm leaving.
I've heard there was a celebrity who gave her husband permission to leave if she got sick. Like if it becomes too much for you, I'm willing to be okay with you leaving. So that's why I have respect for people. Because I actually respect that, Roger. I respect that. Like, I respect knowing what your limitations are.
Yeah.
Your limit might be, I can't take care of someone, go to the hospital every day.
So,
and
I just feel like you're lying in your vows then if like for better or for worse, for sickness and in health.
But how many times in your life have you signed up for something and it wasn't what you expected? That happens to me a lot. Like every career opportunity I've had, I just knew exactly where I was going into. But once I got in it, it became something totally different. Just something to think about. I'm not saying it's the rule for everybody.
Right.
But like, there's things to look out for, and I think we have to really start challenging our like knee-jerk assumptions about what a healthy relationship is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's healthy to let somebody go. But I think you're helping me to understand you have to match up with someone who has the same patterns as you, the same style, like relationship style.
Yeah.
Like if you're just built to eat the same type of cereal every day,
Mm.
you need to find somebody who's like that. Don't try to get in a relationship with someone
Yeah.
who needs diversity. And like that seems for a long time that seems to be like the only type of guys I met who were like, yeah, I mean I love everybody. I love them all. I love all of them.
That seems like such a line too.
But they'll be dead serious.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of guys don't like to be challenged either.
Exactly.
They don't like women to challenge them.
Yep.
No, but
I call it reading your mail.
Yeah, well, I'm like, no, like challenge me. Ask me.
Yeah,
like,
make me better.
Yeah, like let me know. Like I'd rather someone be upfront with me and honest with me. Like I told you this before. Like you have to hurt a guy's feelings. You have to.
To do what?
Like if you don't like a guy, or whatever, say no, I'm not interested. Or like if you don't understand what a guy's saying, whatever, don't just let it be. Just like no, what do you mean by that? Ask. It's like I heard you to ask whatever, and then see what he said.
All right, Roger. What's next?
I'm serious, but
I think we went down a deep rabbit hole.
yeah, this was a fun segment actually. I enjoyed this conversation.
Good.
But guys, we'll be right back. So now, I know Tim had I don't know, this could be question of the day, right? You had something about Harriet Tubman.
Yes. I think the new worst thing you can ever accuse a black person of being, for the longest time it was an Uncle Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think people really feel it when you tell them, you know what, Harriet Tubman would have left you behind. So either Harriet Tubman would have left you behind or Harriet Tubman would have shot you. Those are the categories that I'm putting people in. Case in point, Candace Owens.
You called her Candace? I caught that. I was like, wait, don't you mean Kim? Candace Owens, yeah.
I mean, she's an extreme example. I think she just would have been shot by Harriet Tubman. But Terry Crews, boy oh boy, he's just confused. So he would not have lasted.
So what?
The Underground Railroad.
Well, what has he said? Like I haven't heard what he said.
He's just been saying like, I have friends of all ethnic groups, and if we keep saying Black Lives Matter, people are gonna think that we're saying white lives don't matter. Stuff like that.
Oh.
And just like very safe, go along, get along, racism isn't really a thing, it's all in your head type of talk. So he's not like saying nigger, 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 but he's like making comments that are really dangerous and racist without
like and especially, and Terry Crews is from Flint too.
Shut up.
No, he is. Like I'm surprised that he. And then Midland is right around the corner from Flint. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't like it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't register to me how.
Oh, he went to Hollywood and it became like a Midland experience for him. So he's trying to like blend in. He's just like plays a role. Because wasn't he on this dancing show where Gabrielle Union accused him of being racist, and he's like, well, they've never been racist to me.
No, he was. I think America's Got Talent, right?
America's Got Talent.
Yeah, I think America's Got Talent. He's like the host. He's the host now, whatever. But I mean, like everyone's experience is different though. So and then I don't like this thing where people like. Cause I get in this debate with my friend all the time, whatever, right? So it's like if you can never like I don't like when people compare their problems to other people's problems. It's almost kind of like, oh well, my problems are worse than your problems are. I mean, it's like there's still problems for me though, whatever, right?
Right.
But I think that I think Terry Crews would have been left behind by I don't think she would have shot him.
She wouldn't have shot him.
Yeah,
he's a perfect example of somebody that would have been left behind.
Yeah, I just think he's confused.
Because he would have been like, oh, but like, what are we gonna do for food? Like, what are we gonna get for food? Master was really nice to me yesterday, so I would hate to leave him. Like, who else is gonna do this work for Master?
I think Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django would have been left behind too. In Django.
Maybe even shot.
Maybe, yeah.
He was a little intense.
He was definitely a snitch too.
In his tone. Who else?
Terrence K. Williams, the comedian I was talking about, would have been shot and murdered. He would have been shot by Harriet Tubman. Because she would be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Who else?
Probably Ben Carson.
Oh, he would have been left behind.
Yeah.
Not shot, but left behind.
He would have been left behind.
Omarosa would have been left behind.
Yeah.
She left the Trump administration a long time ago.
But so one thing I want to address is that that Candace Owens said that black people glorify criminals. Do you agree with that statement?
Not in the context that she's using it.
Okay. Good, because I just want to say it's like that. It's almost, to me, it's like no different than like if Denzel is playing an assassin in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? It's like whether he's being a criminal or he's killing people, whatever. It's like, well, like we're not glorifying that. It's for entertainment purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever it is. So in the context that she was using it, I think it was because of it's like music that most of us listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I don't think that it's.
I thought she was talking about people that have been killed by police.
She was saying that too, whatever. But yeah, she was saying that was George Floyd, but at no point were we glorifying him being a criminal, though.
First of all, if he was selling counterfeit dollars or whatever.
No, I don't think he was selling anything. I think he just tried to use a counterfeit 20. But whether he was using it or not.
How does that make you a criminal?
Yeah,
I think he deserves the label of criminal for that. Now, when you get into music, that's a different thing. I think it gets a little bit more complicated. I think our music is a reflection of our oppressive condition.
Mm-hmm.
So in a twisted way, there are going to be elements of us celebrating what we've been through,
mm-hmm.
which a lot of it is being limited to a life of crime. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I still struggle with that. Like a lot of this new rap and stuff, I don't watch the videos. I don't listen to it. Like it's too nihilistic. It's too like there's no hope in it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not that creative. Like storyline's not that great. But she's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else?
What about Herman Cain? Would he have been left behind?
Possibly shot.
Possibly shot. Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else. I can't think of anybody else. I'm sure there's more out there. But I just don't understand how if you're black, and especially like people like we were raised in a pretty predominantly white area.
Pretty, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's predominantly white. It's like we don't think like they thought.
Because we probably read books or had different experiences outside of Midland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or even when I was living in Midland, like I really feel like I was ever in danger of falling for that type of thinking. But my brother kind of did. Like my brother in high school was like, I love white people. White people are great. But which is healthy. I'm glad he can feel that way, but he was very naive.
Yeah. It's like I never hated white people at all. And it's like if I knew you weren't being malicious or whatever, like questions wouldn't bother me either.
Mm-hmm.
If I knew you weren't like really trying to like blatantly just be a racist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, there's been times where like racism is blatant too.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I know the difference now, especially since I went to Hampton. Whatever, right? So.
No, we should make this a whole episode or part of the episode. The disappointment you experience when you feel like you're discriminated against in an all-black setting. After spending so much time in a predominantly white setting, then you go to HBCU and you feel like you're being discriminated against in different ways.
Yeah, we could do that. Maybe we'll do that in the next episode.
I've always wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that next episode. You might have to remind me though, because I might forget.
All good.
I think that's all we have for this segment.
Okay.
Okay. I know you gotta handle something in a little bit. So we will be back with. Do you have a talk or you don't talk?
I do have a talk.
You do have a talk. Okay. So we'll be back with Tim's talk, and then we'll wrap up the show with positive thought. This is the Dry Cereal Podcast.
So I just wanted to share some things that I feel like were lessons for me in everything that we discussed today.
Mm-hmm.
With the Will and Jada situation, I think there's a lot of lessons in that. Primarily that we should reevaluate what we think is a successful relationship. We should apply the same rules to each gender when it comes to the rules of engagement around dating.
Yeah.
Things like that. And, celebrities do not owe us anything, but...
Yeah, any explanation at all.
Yeah, but we should just take what they're offering us and come to our own conclusions and try to learn from it.
And it's funny you say that. It's like I even told a friend of mine this too. Whatever. It's like if you're not exclusive with somebody, if you're just like in a situation or an entanglement or you're just dating, it's like you don't owe anyone an explanation for anything.
Well, I don't know, Roger. I think you should have accountability when you're dating. I think that's one thing that's missing.
I agree with accountability, but you don't need to. I just don't feel like you have to you're obligated to explain yourself though to someone you're not committed to.
I don't know, Roger.
You don't agree with that?
I think you can have a really serious relationship with someone and it not be set in stone, a traditional monogamous relationship. Like you can have an entanglement and the emotions are really real, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the investment of time is really real. And I think people in those situations deserve accountability. If you're okay with leaving that entanglement and people saying, hey, this is what Roger did to me, even though we weren't together, this is how he gets down. If you're okay with people knowing about that, then go ahead and do it. But to say that we don't owe people explanations, I think that's really insensitive. That's not the type of world I want to live in. But at the same time, I can see why you would think you would be exempt from certain things that might be reserved for a more serious relationship. I think it's all about, like you were saying with your parents' communication, like communicating what your expectations are when you're dating somebody. So people don't get hurt.
I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to the communication and and your expectations. Like if I'm not, for example, like if I'm not committed to anybody, whatever, right? Or like if she's not committed to me or I'm not committed to her, whatever. It's like I'm not gonna I don't know. To me, like it just doesn't register to me just to ask. It's like, hey, so shit, I lost my train of thought. But like, I would never ask like if I'm not if I'm not your boyfriend, I'm not gonna like ask like a boyfriend question. Whatever. I was like,
But
hey,
some people do.
So like, where were you last night? Why didn't you answer my call? Like,
plenty of men do that.
Like I don't do that, cause she doesn't have to tell me at all. So
yeah.
I mean like that's all I'm saying. I'll be like, whoa, like, and then she'll be like, whoa, where's this coming from?
Yeah.
Whatever. Especially if it wasn't established. Which is why when I go into a relationship, whatever, it's like I don't have any expectations, which helps my sanity and my feelings or whatever. Because I don't want to have my expectations up like way up here, and then she's right here, right? Because then I'm gonna like, and I got this from my friend or whatever. Because then I'm just gonna be pissed and like wondering what she's doing all the time.
Yeah. Do you have any theories on how men are able to have sex with a woman but not be emotionally invested?
Like sex for men is all physical, for the most part. Like a lot of time, like guys just want, like some guys just like having multiple partners.
Do you think just physical sex is better as physical and emotional sex, or just as good?
I think.
Or what do you think they think? Because like
if you physical sex is one thing, like, cause if you're just having sex, that's what's the word I'm looking for. Like if you're having if it's just physical for you, that's sex or that's fucking. If there's an emotional connection, that's making love.
But is one better than the other?
Yeah, I mean making love is better.
Then why do so many men just like physical sex?
That's like I just think men, like a lot of men are afraid of commitment. Number one, because especially and we're very protective of our feelings or who we let know certain things. Well, right? Because women cut deep when they're when they're hurt too. Whatever, like women cut very deep, and like men don't want to be vulnerable. Whatever, so like a lot of times, so it's like you want, like I've been told plenty of times like you're so unemotional. All right, but it's only because like if I show vulnerability, one, you might not look at me the same. You might not you're not being a real man now.
Whoa.
All right. Which I mean
what kind of robots are you dealing with?
That's real talk though. Like I mean, I'm just saying maybe that's extreme, but I mean it's an example though.
It's weird.
Yeah. So I mean, men don't want to be in a vulnerable situation, because like being vulnerable is a sign of weakness. And then if you're showing weakness with everything, you're not a real man.
Something to think about.
So like that's why a lot of men don't like. A lot of men are men are afraid of commitment. A lot of them are. I mean, sometimes it might not even have anything to do with the person they're currently dating. It was probably something that happened in the past. That was deep, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's got me thinking.
Oh, you think about your past relationships?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, men don't like commitment at all. And I especially know one of my friends, like he really doesn't like commitment. So, like he's been in situations where Like he's dated like beautiful girls, like smart, intelligent, ambitious, like whatever they were, but you know.
He's just not ready for like a full blown heavy relationship.
Yeah, cause one of his relationships in the past like fucked him up because of that. Whatever.
Only takes one for a man.
Yeah, like one of his relationships in the past, whatever, like really got to him, and then
A woman will get fucked over in every single relationship she's ever had up until the point where she meets the one and she's like wide open.
Yeah.
They get married. But man, I knew a guy. He said his first girlfriend, he caught her kissing somebody in his backyard, and ever since then, he's just been like unable to commit.
But I've
he's
tried.
like 50 something.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, but I've tried to talk to him about it. I'm like, dude, like she moved on. Why can't you get past it? I mean, she's good. She's married now. Like just had a kid. Whatever. It's like why you still holding on to that shit? So, and then he said, "Shut up, Roger." Okay, man.
People need to hear different things more.
Yeah. But
yeah, that's my positive thought. As it relates to relationships, I got a lot out of that Jada and Will situation this week, even though it was definitely like mainstream, kind of trashy. But I think there's some substance there. I think we all kind of are learning from that situation.
yeah. But so I know you have to do. I know you have something to do in a second, right? So I'm just gonna, I guess, combine this with the positive thought. Like I don't really have like a quote for you guys today, but I just want to encourage you guys, stay focused. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and we will all get through this pandemic together.
Yeah.
So until next time, this has been episode 13, and we will be back next week with episode 14. Oh, and we're gonna make it a point to try to have episodes every week. It might not happen all the time, but I'm gonna try to get better with the editing and get faster with the editing. And I also want to say, I forgot to say this in the first segment, but I want to shout out Lakeisha, she's Jatim's friend, for giving us all the advice and the tips and the suggestions. And we have heard your suggestions, or at least I heard them from Jatim. So if you have any more suggestions, I will greatly appreciate it. And no, I even want to extend an invitation to you, Dylan. No, just to be on the show one week, if you want to. So Lakeisha, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lakeisha. So this is my invitation to you. So let me know if you want to do it, and then we can set something up. But until next time, this has been episode 13, and we'll be back next week with episode number 14. This is the Dry Cereal Podcast.
Bye.